Well, welcome everybody, and just very, very exciting to share this all with you.
Yes, I'm live.
This is the first collaboration between Consciousness Hacking Tokyo and Consciousness Hacking Singapore, and it's been a few months in the making, and we've just been very hard at work to make this possible for everyone to bring this cacao to the people and perform the ceremony when times are very difficult and turbulent, and it's not easy to access this, especially it's not easy to access cacao and the wonderful powers of cacao in both Japan and Singapore. So this is really a gift to be able to do this. Before we start, I would just like to invite everybody to take 3 deep breaths so we can all, come together and just ground ourselves and just be here together right now. So at your own pace, I just invite you to take a big inhale and then exhale. Another inhale. And exhale. One more inhale and exhale. Yeah. Today's going to be a good day. I just wanted to share first that who I am. I'm Tanner Person, and I'm one of the co-founders of Consciousness Hacking Tokyo. We started CoCoHack Tokyo last year in May, and it's just been such a journey since then. And it's really, really special to be able to do this collaboration between the 2 countries. We have never done this before with any other countries and any other conscious hacking groups, so it's really a treat. As you know, we're going to be translating this in both English and Japanese, and yeah, let me just tell you a little bit about what the cacao ceremony is before we jump in and do a little more. So cacao is used to connect with our hearts, a little bit of our intuition, as well as connect to other people. And I've done cacao 3 times. I've performed in a ceremony 3 times already, and this is the first time doing it virtually. So let's just see what happens and how it differs from those, if anyone else has already done cacao before. Do you have a show of hands, anyone else who's done cacao ceremony before? Anyone want to speak up or say something? Yeah. You, Melissa? Yeah. Celeste? Yeah. Seems like there's a few people here who've done it before. Adeline too. Yeah, nice. Chloe. Yeah, okay, so we have a few people that have done it before. Awesome. But I'm guessing for most people this is new. And I wanted to say, cacao in itself can help you connect to yourself in this way and all of that. But the ceremony will really help us deepen that and kind of exacerbate it in a beautiful way, in a beautiful and safe way. We have 2 amazing people joining us today to perform this. Then they both get to share their own part and their own kind of expertise in this space. Jordan Kohaney is going to be leading a presentation on the science and kind of physiology of cacao. You want to say hi, Jordan?
Hi, everyone. I'm really excited to be here and to share with you today.
Yeah, and she's actually the ones who is a distributor and creator of the Cacao Club and these discs. So she has a vast knowledge about this particular type of cacao, and she'll be leading us through this presentation. And then after that, we will have the whole ceremony facilitated by Kevin Westrick, who is a facilitator, sound bath healer, and shaman in Bali. And he's actually from, he's a Native American from Sedona, Arizona. We'll get more into that in a little bit, but let me just, before we get into it, just to introduce what consciousness hacking is, just briefly. And even though most of you are probably familiar with it, conscious hacking is basically a community that's designed around exploring the intersection between modern technology and ancient wisdom. And we think that this fusion of the 2 will actually enhance people's physical, psychological, and spiritual well-being. And we see this as an inside-out perspective, a way to transform ourselves as a means to transform the world. And we also believe that technology, or a world where technology can be in service to humanity, not the other way around, right? Conscious Hacking Tokyo and CoCoHack Singapore, come from separate places, but we actually, before CoCoHack Singapore started, we actually met at the Trans Tech conference last year, and that was such a treat to be able to meet you, Jen, Edric, and Shane. And it's just been quite a journey since then. And I actually want to just let Shane give a little overview of that and to see how this came about before we jump in. Shane, you want to take it away?
Thanks, Tanner. Yeah, I don't have a lot that I want to say or would like to add, but I think that we have been conceiving and talking about starting a consciousness hacking chapter in Singapore, and had the fortunate opportunity to just bump into Tanner Person. And I'm usually really bad with remembering people's names, but Tanner Person was probably one of the easiest names that I've ever come across. And we met him where he was working on this virtual reality platform and playing around with glow sticks in this space to get into a flow state. And it was just I was finding someone from my tribe while I was back visiting home in California. And somehow the conversation led into CoCoHack, and it's like, oh yeah, I helped start the CoCoHack community in Japan. Oh my gosh, amazing. And so fast forward maybe about 9 months later, Edric and Jan and myself were able to successfully launch this community. And I'm so happy to see so many faces joining us for this experience today. We were hoping that we would be doing these as in-person meetups, but due to COVID and social distancing, this is, I guess, what we're filling in the gaps now with, and still finding ways to connect and look at and connect with people. Many of you are strangers, many of you are friends. I hope we bridge that stranger to friend journey over the coming months and maybe in some upcoming events. So again, any of you that may have just joined, William from the Japan CoCoHack community will be translating into Japanese for those of you that need Japanese translation. And there's an interpretation button at the bottom of the screen. I would, I guess, like to ask if Jordan, are you ready for, or actually we have Jan, Jan's going to be talking a little about how we can, I guess, think about using different devices to understand a little bit about ourselves as we go through this CoCoHack journey. So maybe Jan, over to you.
Hi, thanks again for joining us today. So just very quickly, as a consciousness hacking community, we try to bridge between spirituality and technology and science. So one of the things that we do is we try to play around with different devices that actually measure our biofeedback. So it's quite common nowadays, with Apple Watches or other kind of devices that you can track your heart rate, or maybe oxygen in your blood, or whatsoever. So if you happen to have any of these devices, and if you're wearing them, and if you want to measure your biofeedback, we would like to invite you to take a screenshot of your stats now, or maybe a bit before, and then forget about it, put it aside, focus on the ceremony, and then later on, we would like to have a discussion on whether there's been changes between your average, or maybe as a reference point of how you felt and whether the biofeedback actually matches, the state that you're in. If you have any questions, some of you have my WhatsApp, just send me a message on, any questions about this. And otherwise, I guess we'll see you in the circle. Yeah.
Perfect, Jan. Thank you. Okay, Jordan, it's time. Let me introduce you more formally, and then she's going to lead us through an amazing presentation on the things I was just telling you about. So Jordan is a certified medical herbalist and naturopath whose mission is to help people connect to their bodies and to the earth in order to find deeper meaning and fulfillment. She's a firm believer in integrative medicine. Jordan merged her clinical knowledge with her passion for plant spirit medicine, shamanism, and alternative therapies to create a holistic offering that encourages people to become their own healers. Like I said earlier, today she'll be giving a presentation on the physiology of cacao and also like an overview of the kind of sacred tradition and background from the Mayans that kind of brought this forward to us today. So without further ado, thank you so much, Jordan, and I'll leave it to you.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Tana, Shane, and the team for this beautiful opportunity to be with you. When I first found out about consciousness hacking, I got so excited because it is just absolutely perfect for where it just aligns so perfectly with what I try to offer, and that's kind of, you know, it's not about going all one way or another or having to kind of be a certain type of person with a certain type of lifestyle in order to be spiritual and to have this connection. But it's about kind of coming as we are. You know, we kind of live in this very modern, fast-paced world where, you know, we can have this deeper connection, and you know, we have all of these tools available to us, and you know, it's not about going away and living, you know, on a mountain and meditating every day in order to have that connection. We can really have that, you know, in our lives right now, and cacao is absolutely an embodiment of that. And it's just such a beautiful way to have that connection and introduce ritual and ceremony into our daily lives. And you know, we can have that moment, and we can learn to create that space for ourselves each day. And it doesn't have to look a certain way. It doesn't have to you know, be anyone's definition of what is spiritual, or you know, or anything like that. It can be what we want it to be, and that's one of cacao's greatest gifts. So I am going to just share my screen with you now. And hopefully everyone can see that clearly. I'm going to open the chat as well. So before we start, I guess, yeah, I mean, cacao there's so much to it. There's so many layers. And it's really important that this experience for all of us, that we're open to it being, I guess letting our expectations go and leaving our judgments of what it might be at the door. And this is the only time in this whole ceremony over the next few hours that I want you to, you know, be using your thinking mind. As soon as this portion is finished, you know, let that go, and really allow cacao and whatever happens within the ceremony to just be what it is, without that heady, this is the heady kind of you know, part of it. And that's why I don't want to take too much of your time with this. It is super fascinating and really interesting, and I am going to open the chat. So if you do have any questions, I might not be able to catch all of them, but if there are any questions as they come up, I will try to answer them as we go along. So yeah, thank you so much for that great introduction, Tana. I'm a herbalist, a medical herbalist. So my background is quite a conventional one, in that it's quite a clinical approach to herbs. And while I guess that's something that's quite valued by our society, and it works for, you know, for me in treating my patients, because I think people really like to have that scientific evidence-based kind of research. But as we know, as I'm sure a lot of you know, otherwise you wouldn't be here, that's only one very small portion of healing. You know, the physical body is one very small part. And what cacao brings is this connection to the emotional body and the spiritual body. So there's many layers of this medicine, and that's why she's such a beautiful bridge for us to experience this. It's something that we're all familiar with chocolate. We all have a relationship to this plant in some way. It's just that it's been manipulated, and we've become disconnected to what it really is in its purest form. And so that's what I hope this presentation kind of helps you to start to relate to cacao as a plant medicine, as something that's nourishing and healing for the body, rather than the kind of candy that we know it today. And that most of us have grown up with it. So even though you'll have received your disc and it looks probably like a chocolate bar that you might be used to, it's going to be a very different experience, which you'll soon find out when we start to prepare and you taste it. Now, many people I guess, sometimes feel concerned that am I going to kind of trip out? Is this going to be, make me really high? And, it definitely can be intense if you've never experienced it before, but also this is one of the most gentle and safest plant medicines that there is. So I don't want anyone to feel nervous or fearful about what might happen. It's very safe, and we're working with a very safe dosage. So a ceremonial dose of cacao, a high dose is about 42 grams, and we're going to be taking 30 today. So you're going to get a really nice hit, but it's not going to be anything that, it's very gentle. So what exactly is ceremonial cacao? Cacao has been used for thousands of years, and that's at least, so we can trace it back about 2,000 years to the ancient Olmec civilizations of Central America, and they found theobromine kind of residue in the artifacts that were buried. But that's only what we can trace back to. So most people think that it has been used for much, much longer than that. So 2,000 years of being used in kind of sacred ritual and tradition. So mainly by the Mayans and the Aztecs. That's the kind of tradition that we kind of go by, because in Mayan culture, the Mayan tribes are still using it and sharing it in this way today. So a lot of the knowledge that is being passed on is of this Mayan tradition. And cacao was kind of reserved for, these really sacred ceremonies and rituals. Sorry, I can just hear my sorry everyone, I just had a baby on Tuesday, so I'm just gonna take a little moment to just feed while I finish this. Thank you. Okay. Sorry, just 2 seconds, and then I'm with you.
I'll use this as an opportunity to ask any questions from the Japanese audience as well.
Okay, I'm with you. Thank you for giving me some grace. Yes, so it was really reserved for these kind of sacred times. It was, for royals. It was even used as currency because it was so highly revered. And the Mayans attributed a feminine spirit to cacao. And that's a really important thing, I think, to start with. When we go into ceremony, one thing that is, you'll definitely feel, this is one of the most beautiful kind of healing aspects of cacao, is that she is known as the mother kind of energy. And it's this beautiful feminine energy that kind of provides this kind of safety net for us to go deep. That is the feeling of the cacao ceremony. It's kind of being held by this loving mother energy that opens your heart and allows you to feel safe to access these deeper layers you know, that are underneath, and, you know, things that allows us to kind of process these things that we otherwise might not be able to, that might be, you know, scary, or, you know, those things that we just day to day we'd rather maybe not look at. So she allows us to, I always compare it to like drinking a cup of cacao is like a warm hug from your mom. You know, you just rest into that, you know, that feeling of feeling safe and held. And we can also be that for each other as well in this space. That is the energy we want to cultivate. So this kind of, this real, sorry. Yeah, this kind of loving, safe environment. So that was one of the reasons, that was cacao, you know, was attributed this kind of really sacred feminine energy. So over the years, obviously, cacao has been manipulated and processed beyond, you know, what it is in its purest form. So when it was taken to Europe, it was add sugar and many different processes that kind of destroy those natural elements and kind of take it away from what it is. And so I wanted to just quickly run through with you, because a lot of people might not know actually what actually is ceremonial cacao, what makes it different from the cacao powder that I see in the health food store. Can I just use that? Will I have the same experience? So unfortunately, no. So basically, cocoa powder, which is something that probably most people are very familiar with, which is used in, you know, lots of candy, lots of baking. That's something that's been very highly processed, highly heated, and separated from its fat element. So cacao is ceremonial cacao. The beautiful thing about that is it's the whole bean. So the whole plant intact, and even cacao powder, which is still very rich in kind of antioxidants and nutrients, it has been separated from its fat element. So basically that means you're not getting the full plant as nature intended, and you're missing a lot of, when you think about its essence and its energy, you know, you've kind of cut off half of that. So so cacao powder is basically cacao that's been completely fried. Sorry, cocoa powder. Cacao powder is a little bit more kind of nutrient rich, and you do get, you know, a lovely, you do still get lots of nutrition from that, and you get a lovely feeling from it, but it's much more that kind of heady, buzzy kind of coffee feeling. Whereas ceremonial cacao, it's very grounding, very energizing, because it's the whole plant. So if you think of, you know, you can compare it to like a juice or a smoothie, you know, so juice is like kind of straight into the bloodstream. It's good for you, it's great, but it's kind of gone very quickly from your body. Whereas the smoothie, you're getting the full nutrients, your body's processing the fibers, and you're getting the real essence of that, of that plant or that food. So that's the difference here. Cacao, ceremonial cacao, what we'll be drinking today is basically the cacao bean ground down into a paste, and that's basically it. So you're having like the plant in its most purest form, which is very, very different from the chocolate that you would be used to. So as I mentioned, it's very grounding, and that fat content. So the fat element, it hasn't been removed from its fat element. So that means that we're getting this real slow release of energy. So you'll be able to experience the effects of cacao for much longer within the body. So unlike coffee, which kind of can be really depleting on our adrenals, we kind of get this hit. Lots of people compare cacao to coffee and think, oh, it's the caffeine in cacao that is giving us the energy. But cacao actually has very, very little caffeine in it. And it's actually the theobromine and the kind of happy hormones in cacao that are giving you the energy, as well as that kind of heart-opening feeling. So cacao it's a vasodilator, and it increases blood flow to the heart and to the brain. So it opens the blood vessels. You get this big rush, and this is something that you'll feel pretty quickly when you drink cacao at this dose, at this medicinal dose. You'll feel your heart rate increase. You'll feel the blood moving to your body, moving through your body, moving to your heart. And and sorry, just one second. Yeah, so that's it. So it's increase in blood flow to the brain and to the heart, and that's why it's such a great tool for meditation. So we're getting this rush of fresh oxygenated blood. We're feeling our body moving, and we're feeling connected to our body. So we can begin to just tune into our body, which a lot of us are, in the world that we live in, the reality that we live in, we're quite disconnected from our body wisdom. So cacao brings that energy down into the body, and we can actually feel our heart begin to open, to feel things moving around. Okay. So it's higher in antioxidants per 100 grams than any other widely consumed food. Very rich in magnesium, so relaxes the muscles, high in iron and calcium. So there's a few really good uses for cacao that we can benefit from. And one of them is menstruating women. So a lot of people will laugh and say like, oh, like craving chocolate. But actually it's a real, like, it's a legitimate craving to crave chocolate during menstruation. Because it supports the body during that time. It helps relax the muscles. It's high in iron, stimulating blood flow. And so that's another way that cacao can really help us to trust our cravings and to trust our bodies, to tune in and really listen to what our bodies are needing. That's been one of the most healing things for me with cacao, to be able to trust that the food that I'm craving and what my body needs actually is what it needs. Thanks, everyone. Just reading some of the comments. Okay, so this is. I'm just gonna give this baby back. Sorry, just give me 1 second, and then I'll continue. Thank you for bearing with me, everyone. Okay, so this is my favorite thing about cacao. Hopefully, I can keep my train of thought now. So the way that cacao works, the way that this kind of heart-opening, blissful feeling that we experience when we drink cacao, the thing that's kind of connecting us all, is the beautiful science of cacao that I love. So one of nature's most underutilized antidepressants. We really don't tap into this enough. When we think about how, how many people feel depressed and anxious, and this is something that we can all be benefiting from. So the way cacao works in the body is that it's very rich in the precursor to serotonin, which many of you know is one of our happy hormones. So what happens with cacao is we get this hit of phenylalanine, which is the precursor to serotonin, as well as monoamine oxidase inhibitors. And what these do is they slow down the breakdown of serotonin in the body. So basically they turn that mechanism off that metabolizes serotonin. So we're getting this hit of serotonin in the body. It's stimulating our own serotonin, and the mechanism that moves serotonin out of our body is being turned off. So we're getting this we're almost kind of riding high on our own happy hormones, which is why it's not this depleting, it's not depleting us like coffee is. It's not stimulating our adrenals and then, having us crash. It's just allowing us to kind of bask in our own beautiful happy hormones. And so that is the blissful feeling that you experience when you drink cacao, as well as anandamide, which is it's known as the bliss molecule, and it's very rich in the cannabis plant. So there's just a small amount of it in cacao, so like a homeopathic dose that you'll be able to experience as well, which is this kind of really, really blissful and heart-opening feeling that you get. And it's that kind of goes back to that mother energy, that kind of just relaxing into your own body and just enjoying the kind of feeling of this kind of fresh oxygenated blood and these beautiful hormones just moving through us, and really being able to tap into that and feel that for an extended period of time. So cacao is a powerful synergist, and that's an important thing to remember today. So anything that you add to cacao is amplified. So whether that's something like herbs, like a herbal medicine that you might add, or it could be something energetic, like an intention, which is why we say, get clear in your intention. Cacao loves loves it when you're specific. And she kind of, as a spirit, cacao will take that intention and help to move it through the body, but also that there is actually a science, because our body is opening and we're having that vasodilation. Anything that we add to it, anything physical, any herbs, will activate and move through our body much faster. Which is why, so in the recipe that we're going to be drinking today, we have cayenne pepper, which helps to activate the cacao as well. They work together just to kind of give it an extra kick, and cinnamon does the same thing. So this is really kind of exactly how the Mayans used to drink cacao. We don't have sweetener in here. We don't have any additives. We have pure cacao, a little bit of chili, and a little bit of cinnamon. So it's going to be quite different to what you're used to. And I'm really excited. So when we do make the cacao, you can add a little bit of sweetener if it is going to make your experience a little bit more enjoyable. But I really recommend that people kind of just be open to something completely different. If you separate your kind of understanding of this as chocolate and just take it as something completely new and different, an earthy, bitter plant medicine, I think it'll be much more enjoyable than if you're kind of thinking it's going to be like a hot chocolate, if that makes sense. So if you do need to add some sweetener, totally fine, whatever you need to do. But I encourage you to just try it and see what you think without it. And we're going to get to make it in a little moment. And so coming back to cacao and ceremony and the way that we're sharing today. So it is such a beautiful plant overall for a few of the reasons that I've said. I hope that I've mentioned most of the ones that I was meaning to, and I hope that I've made sense. With all of those layers, so this heart-opening medicine, we've got this kind of safety net to explore our body wisdom, to explore what's happening under the surface. The magnesium, the hormones in cacao help to relax the body, relax the mind, so that we can, come out of that very buzzy, heady thinking mind, drop into the heart and really feel our heart, really feel what's moving under the surface. And from that place, relate and meet each other. And there's something so powerful about that when we kind of gather in these spaces, and we're relating from this really authentic place of being held and holding each other in what we're going through, right now. Not trying to be anything else, not feeling like we have to do anything or act a certain way. And that really is the beauty of cacao, that she helps us to drop into our truth. And so that's what I want to invite you all to kind of open up to today. And it's one of the really, like, the most beautiful gifts, like, for us, for this kind of medicine to be making such a surge now, in a time where we do find it, we've got so much distraction, so much going on. Cacao's a really practical way for us to stop and give ourselves that moment. We've got the ritual of making the cacao, which you're going to experience. You've got this kind of delicious tonic that, it's a flavor that we're all kind of used to. Yes, it's different, but it's still delicious and rich and, nutrient potent. And it really is this kind of little moment that we can give ourselves to drop in and connect. And she's such a beautiful teacher in that way. So I'm very excited for you to experience that and for us to experience it together. And so lastly, I guess just to recap, yeah, so we are reconnecting with our body wisdom today and taking a moment to kind of reconnect to these ancient traditions with which, you know, Kevin is going to guide us through. And I would just love to invite everyone to be open to just something completely new, whether you've had cacao before or not. You know, just opening yourself up without expectation, without judgment, without fear, and letting your kind of body and your heart guide you. You know, just letting the sensations of this medicine take over, and doing your best to, now that this kind of this more like scientific, it's not that it's not important, it's really great for our understanding to know how it works within our body, and it's fascinating. But the real magic of cacao is in the experience, and it's about letting our body, you know, just letting it happen, allowing whatever is there to unfold. And it's beautiful because cacao allows us to feel so safe to do that. And I can already see that in this space, in this community, you know, that's something that's obviously, you know, really facilitated by the team. It's we're all here, we're all showing up as we are, wanting to learn more about ourselves and more about each other. So I'm thinking that we should probably go and make some cacao now. Let me turn this sharing screen off. Does anyone, I haven't had a chance to have a look at any questions. But if you want to pop, if you have any specific questions, you can pop them in now. Stop share, okay. So I'm going to take you to my kitchen, and hopefully you guys all have your ingredients ready to go. Your cacao ready to go. Yep, awesome.
Right here, yeah, there you go.
And is everyone feeling like we're all ready to kind of make this together? Yep, perfect. Alrighty. So all we need is your disc, a little cup that you're going to be drinking from, and a pot on the stove. Now you can do this in the blender if you have one, but we're not going to do it. Well, I'm not going to do it here because it's going to be very noisy. But this is just a beautiful way to do it, to connect with the ritual of cacao. And so when you open your cacao, this is like, you know, for me, this is when the ritual begins. This is when the ceremony begins. You know, we start to connect to our medicine. So if you start to tune into your breath and bring your energy into your hands and kind of connect to the earthiness of this, you know, I like to visualize kind of connecting to the earth, to the dirt, and like, it's like digging up a beautiful kind of artifact, and you'll open it and you'll see, you know, the Mayan kind of, so this is the Mayan calendar, they're called the Mayan Nawales. And you can see, and just notice how you feel as you look at that. Notice kind of how it feels in your hands, the texture, and that real earth connection. So what we're going to be having today is half of this. If you're very experienced and you're up for like, you know, like, I don't know, going really deep, you can have 3/4. But I would recommend for most of us today to have half. So you can break it in half. The only time I would really recommend having only 1/4 is if you are pregnant in your first trimester. After the first trimester, you're fine to have half, or if you're on very strong heart medication. Other than that, go for the half, and you can add it to your pot. Now I like to just fill up my cup from the kettle, So just so I can measure kind of how much I'm going to be drinking. We might not use all of the water depending on if you like it to be really thick or if you like it more liquidy. You can kind of see as you start to make it. Oh, this is so sweet seeing you guys make your cacao. Okay, so it's really simple. You don't need to add anything else. Put your stove on low heat. The most important thing is not to boil the cacao. So we don't want to boil it. We don't want it to get too hot. That's when the nutrients start to be destroyed. And so just taking this whole practice as your mindfulness ritual. So don't jump too far ahead. Don't add in all your water at once. Just really take your time connecting to your medicine. And the way that the Mayans in ceremony, when they make their cacao, every aspect is part of the ceremony and part of the honoring of the earth and the elements. So as I said, we're connecting to the cacao. This represents the earth, this bitter kind of rough texture, feeling that in your hands as you're putting it in, your water, connecting to the element of water, giving thanks to the sacred waters for having fresh drinking water available to us. And what we're
Can
gonna
you wait
do-
a second? We have
I'm
a
gonna have a
question. Should we add the water into the pot or just the cacao?
Just for now, add the cacao, but I haven't put it on the heat yet. So I've just got my cacao in the pot and I'm literally gonna add the tiniest bit of water, like maybe a tablespoon or two. And then I'm gonna put it on the low heat. I'm just gonna grab a spoon or a fork. And you'll start to see it melt down. And you're just going to make a little paste. So don't add the water too quickly. Otherwise the cacao will separate and it will become flaky and it will become very difficult to mix together because we're not using a blender. So we're just going to make a little paste. I'm going to show you in a minute. So use your fork or your spoon, the back of your spoon, to kind of mash and mix the cacao until you have a thick paste, and that will happen pretty quickly. And this is a good time to, as you're doing this, to just take a moment to really connect to the medicine here. I know it's difficult when I'm talking and you're trying to pay attention.
We have another question for you, Jordan.
Yep.
Can I just add hot water to my cup? I only have a kettle.
So from the kettle, boil the kettle and then pour it fill your cup so you know how much you're going to be needing. And then slowly add it from the cup. Or if it's easier to add it from your kettle, that's fine too. If you don't want to, we're just going to be doing it very slowly anyway to get a nice consistency. So you're not going to be able to go wrong, really. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Does that make sense, Mia? Cool.
So I just add water to my cup, it's fine?
Yeah, whatever water you're using, just start to slowly add a little bit to even if it's not boiling from the kettle, it will start to melt. So I'm not sure if you can see this. Let me try to show you.
Jordan, I just wanted to let you know that I think the instructions that a lot of the participants got was not having the pot was actually not a mandatory part of the message that was sent out.
What were people expecting to do?
I think they were expecting to just use hot water.
Oh,
with a pot. So I just want to make sure that everyone has this capacity. I think a lot of people are at home, but I just want to make sure if anyone's having any problems with that. So can just give us a second.
Yeah, we do.
Is everyone okay? How are we doing?
Yeah, you do need the extra heat. Otherwise it's not going to melt down, unfortunately. But the PDF document that I sent, which all of you have with your cacao when you open it, is it's the stovetop method. Can you see that?
Jordan, someone also asked
Aisha's having difficulties.
Water because they don't have a pot.
Somebody's traveling right now, so
Yeah.
they have heated water. But
Aisha's not here. Let's see. Let's give her a second.
I guess it
but-
depends how hot your water is. It's going to be a little tricky to melt it down without the stovetop. That's the only thing. But I mean,
I just have boiled water, and I just poured it slowly at a time, and it's completely dissolved right now.
perfect. So yeah, so if you can use it if you can boil it from the kettle, and just add it slowly and not too quickly, and it should still work. So I'm just trying to show you, I've got this kind of paste forming. I don't know if you can see that. And I'm going to slowly start to add some more water. And continuing to stir. And this is if we weren't all doing this for the first time and kind of fumbling our way through, we would be really connecting to our medicine and taking our time to mix, to pour our intentions into our pot. And then you start to get a bit more of a liquid. Sorry, I've got my computer, so it's hard to do it with.
Hey, Jordan, maybe there might be some people here that aren't so familiar with the intention setting. Would you like to just kind of go over that a little bit? People can.
Of course. So our intention could be, Cacao loves for us to be as specific as possible in ceremony. So an intention could be, as simple as I want to have a beautiful new experience, or it could be maybe you've been grappling with, a big question or a big decision in your life that that you're struggling to find the answer to. Should I change my job? Should I, these kind of big life questions. So it could be something like that as well. It could be, what's the right thing to focus on for me at the moment? What do I want to bring into my life? Is there something that I'd like to let go of, something that's no longer serving me? So these kind of things, if you can be clear, if you've got something that feels, you'll kind of know if it's something that is there. You'll know, okay, yeah, I want to ask Mama Cacao, to guide me on this point. So that's what we mean when we say intention. So it doesn't have to be, anything big like that either. It could just simply be, as I said, Cacao Spirit, please tell me what I need to know. Please give me the experience that I need in this moment to help me to connect to myself more deeply. And as you're mixing and as you're really connecting to your medicine, generally something will kind of bubble up to the surface very naturally. So just see if you can take a few breaths and tune into what that might be. Tune into the heart, and connect to the cacao in your pot, taking in the smells, the aromas, all the textures and the sensations that arise for you, and as the senses begin to awaken. So people are saying it works pretty well. It's completely melted with hot water from a thermos. Okay, so awesome. So it seems like most people are getting it. I'm really sorry if people got the wrong information, but hopefully we're all getting there, and hopefully we're still on track for time. So for me, I like
Jordan,
my cacao to be quite thick.
Can we just make sure we get a view of the cacao itself so we understand how viscous it should be?
Of course. So you're going to see me pour mine in a minute, but at the moment it's looking like, like this. Can you see that? I'm going to add a little more water into mine, and then I'm going to pour it, and I'll pour it very close so you can see it. I'm just trying to, yeah, it's a little bit tricky to see. But as I said, I like mine quite thick. So I'm not going to add my whole cup. So I've still got probably a third of a cup of water, which I'm going to pour on the plants, because I like to have it, you'll notice, you'll know what kind of is feeling good for you. And I guess it's up to you if you wanna take a really intentional little taste to see if you feel like you want to add some sweetener. Or I think it's also just really beautiful to just maybe you could take a little sweetener with you over to your ceremony space and just have it there on the side for if you need it. So we can all kind of drink together for the first time. So unless you feel really desperate to kind of, you know, have a taste now, I would say perhaps we wait, because it's obviously part of the ceremony that we all drink together and kind of merge our energy on this one. Is anyone feeling unclear? Does anyone have any questions?
Jordan, what kind of good sweetener that you will recommend?
So I recommend either a little bit of honey or date syrup, maybe some coconut sugar. I would avoid white sugar or anything too processed. Anything kind of natural is the best. So I'm just going to show you, I'm just going to pour my cacao now, and so you can see what it should be looking like. I hope this lighting is okay. So it's quite thick. You'll see the little fat molecules, the fat kind of sitting on the top. That's the cacao butter. And so I've just got quite a little cup. My cup's a lot bigger than, let me see if I can, it's nice lighting there. I can show you. So it's just like a little, almost like a shot. And so once you have your cacao, hopefully everyone is almost ready. Just begin to kind of tune in and take in the smells and the sensations that start to arise already. Maybe look in your cup and notice any intentions that are starting to bubble. Notice anything. You know, cacao speaks to us the minute she kind of touches our skin. She's there with us, and we all do already have a relationship with this plant to an extent. You know, we have all consumed chocolate. So just start to connect to that. What is your relationship with chocolate? And how can you open yourself up to a new experience of her and what she has to offer? How can you open your heart to receiving today? That's what it's all about, receiving the wisdom and the medicine of this beautiful sacred plant. So I'm going to hand it over now to Kevin. Thank you all so much for bearing with me. I really apologize for a little messiness that was happening in the middle there. But, you know, at the same time, that is what these spaces are all about, for us to show up as we are in our messy, real, true selves. So I really appreciate you all holding me in that, and really looking forward to a beautiful journey with you all. Thank you so much. And I'll be here for questions later on as well. I hope you have a beautiful experience, everyone.
Thank you so much, Jordan. And it's lovely to see life unfold and happen in real time. It's beautiful. So we're going to be starting the ceremony component now for the next 2 hours. So everyone, it would be great if you could make sure there's as few distractions as possible. So maybe turning alerts and things that might interrupt this time together so that we can be present. And we will have Kevin, also known as Joseph White Owl, from the North American Indigenous Cherokee Nation, who is kind of moved to Bali a few years ago. And he is currently combining therapy, spiritual guidance, sound healing, and cacao ceremonies in the pyramids of Bali, which is a really beautiful, amazing place that I can't wait for COVID restrictions to let up, because I think that's my first trip. So it's in Ubud. So those of you that may have had an opportunity to go to Bali or intending to go, it's a beautiful place. I would highly recommend looking at what they have to offer. So I would like to turn it over to Kevin now. So here we go.
We ready? Perfect. Welcome everyone. My name again is Joseph Whiteowl, and we're here at the Moon Pyramid, Pyramids of Chi, as Shane mentioned, in Bali, Indonesia. Very, very sacred place, beautiful place. And my background with cacao has been full on for about three and a half years. I have shared cacao with literally thousands of people. This ceremony that we're going to be doing today together is what Jordan and everyone's really talked about. It is really about opening your heart and really reconnecting to Mother. And Jordan, I want to thank you very much for being the mother that you are right now and sharing with your child with us, because that's what this is really about, is our connection to our Mother, whom we call Itit Elohi. So thank you for sharing that beautiful child with us as well. It's a beautiful reminder. Thank you. And I'm here with some beautiful friends here as well. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to share a little bit about pyramids, a little bit about what we know about them and some of the things we don't know. And as Jordan mentioned, cacao is magical, it's ceremonial, it's been used for thousands of years. And I have seen people respond to it in many, many different ways. And it's all welcomed. That's what this sacred ceremony is about. Is really about connecting, not only to Mother, Itit Elohi, it is about connecting our hearts to everyone else. Because we all breathe the same air, we all drink the same water. It has simply been recycled. So very, very powerful experience. And as Jordan mentioned earlier, it's really important to, can you hold 1 second, bear with us. We may have a technical challenge here. Hold on 1 sec. Pyramids of Chi is where we are here, and it's been really beautiful all morning and all night. Ama, whom we call water, Michwahoni is another name, water is life, has been falling on us all night, and it just stopped. So thank you. Here in Bali, it means purification. It's the clearing, it's the cleansing. So beautiful that this is all part of the ceremony as well. And I'm going to share a little bit about pyramids today. And there are some things we know about them, and there are things we know absolutely nothing. One of the things we do know about pyramids is from the base to the top, which is what we call an angle of ascent. That's 52 degrees. There are pyramids everywhere on planet Earth, everywhere. They've recently found them under the oceans of Portugal, Cuba, you name it. They're everywhere. I believe personally it's the matrix of love, but that's a whole other conversation. And one of the other things we do know about pyramids, and they all share, is they all have a true facing north wall. Ours here, for those who are in the sacred circle, is this wall here. And the other thing that they share is that they are all celestially aligned to particular stars in the heavens. Why? We don't know exactly. But again, I believe it's the matrix of love. And 2020 is a powerful year. It's the reason why the world is turned inside out. In the Native American and indigenous cultures, we have known for generations this is a time of purification and clearing. It is about connecting to the heart. Do I want to live in a love-based life or fear-based? It is now time to choose for all of us. Is it out of love, or am I going to run my life from a place of fear? So it's really powerful. And as we've mentioned over and over again, that this ceremony is about opening your heart and connecting to that source energy within you, whom we call Mother, Itit Elohi, during this ceremony, this reconnection to her. So very, very powerful. And I'll just share very briefly what we're going to do during the ceremony so you have a sense. So we'll start off, we're going to stand up in just a moment. We're going to do a little bit of a shaking meditation. I'm going to call in the 4 directions. And I started off, obviously, Native American, Cherokee. I was Catholic, I was Buddhist. I studied the Vedas with my teacher for 14 years. And I came back to this one knowing. And this one knowing that we say in our nation and many other nations, that all rivers lead to the same ocean. Doesn't matter what you call it. Catholicism, Buddhism, Judaism, doesn't matter. As Vivekananda said, deepen your faith. Do not let me take you from it, but deepen it. Reconnect. And what's really powerful about this ceremony is if you feel, let it come forward. That's what this is about. It is our hearts to open to the emotional body. I believe it is our connection to Source. We need to touch into our hearts, into our feeling state. Otherwise, we're always in our head, and particularly for this group of people that are here in this sacred circle, all the way around the world. It's about bringing technology driven first and foremost by our hearts, not our head. Because our heart has one intention, and it is for the highest good for all of humanity, not just for me in this moment. Okay? So, very, very powerful. The sacred circle is, for us, has no beginning, no end. Energy does not dissolve. It simply transforms itself into something new. So that means there's no beginning and no end. This body, this physical apparatus that we're in, will dissolve one day. But that source energy never goes away, never dies. It moves into another realm, another state of being. So, very, very powerful. So during the ceremony, I'll call in the 4 directions. We'll actually hold an intention right before we drink the cacao. And as Jordan mentioned earlier, we're going to be drinking all at the same time from that place of unity consciousness. The idea and belief that we are all connected, and we are. And in a moment, we'll do that, and I'll invite everyone to drink at the same time. And as Jordan mentioned, that's the time right before you drink the cacao, you really want to place your intention into the universe. What is it you want to bring into your life? What do you want to let go of? It's for you to decide and feel it. Not only in your head, let it travel that 18 inches to your heart and feel what it is that you want to manifest in the world. And after we do that, we're going to use our voices. We're going to tone. Okay? You know, when I started many years ago, I was one of those guys in the corporate world. I didn't want to sing. I didn't want to dance. I was that guy always standing in the corner watching. Not anymore. You know, because when we enter into this sacred space, there's a key component, and it's vulnerability. If you are not willing to be vulnerable and to enter into a new space, you're in your head. And this may be an experience for you just to have joy and lots of fun. Beautiful. Have fun. This is what this is also about. Allowing the inner child to be here with us. Okay? So after we do the toning, we're going to stand up and we're going to dance for about 6 pieces of music. I have a beautiful playlist. And many of you may not have heard some of the songs, which is exactly what I want. Because when we are in that state of movement, we already know what we're going to dance to. We just kind of click into our groove and whatever it is we normally do. Where this is really asking you to feel the music, allow Mother Cacao to express through you, as you, because that's really who we are. We're an aspect of creation, creating. So after we do that, the next movement is going to be, we're going to slow down and we're going to share a few exercises together, creating a little bit of vulnerability. Okay? We're fortunate enough here that we have a few people here. We'll come together, we'll sit knee to knee and look at one another. But since we're in this virtual reality, which I believe is the beginning now of doing a lot of this, is for those of you who are on the screen, you're going to just take a peek and look at someone and just gaze at them. Because what this is really about is allowing ourselves to be seen and to see someone else. Okay? Oftentimes I've heard people say, I've seen that person, I saw the window of their soul when I looked at them. Never know what's going to happen. So again, just open your hearts, allow this to flow. And then after we do that, we're going to lie down. I'll play one song, basically as a reminder of who we are. And then after that, we're going to do a closing. And yeah, we'll keep it short. So having said that, And by the way, don't try and memorize anything I'm sharing with you. I'll walk you through all of this. So what I really invite everyone to do is let's please stand up, set your your mug down with the beautiful cacao. I want everybody to stand up, okay? And I want you to have a little room. And let's just do a shaking meditation. Shake your legs, shake your feet. Come on, let go. Let that inner child be present with us. That's what this is about. Let's open up. Use your voice. It's okay to laugh. It's fun. Come on. One more time. Use your voice. Beautiful. Might want to stretch. Just begin to release whatever it is that you don't want to carry into this sacred circle. Okay?
Can we have a moment? Sorry, it seems like when the Japanese interpretation is on, the Japanese participants will not be able to hear the music. So,
and that's okay. I was going to say that's okay as long as they're participating.
Okay.
Unless they can't hear the music at all during the whole.
Yeah, they can't hear the music at all.
Ah,
That's
okay.
the problem. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna cut out the interpretation part and then just have them. I mean, I can actually turn the interpretation in and out so that yeah, I'm kind of interrupting with this.
Just let me know when you're ready. Okay. What we're going to do now is let's take in 3 deep breaths together. But before we do that, I want you to imagine your feet. Feel them upon Mother, Etitsi Elohi. Just gently rock side to side, feeling the balance, feeling her supporting you, nurturing and nourishing you, not based upon what you do, but simply because you are. And I now invite you to take in a deep breath from Mother, deep from within the earth, through the bottom of your feet, up through your body, and breathe it out through your heart. Let's all take in a deep breath together. Breathe it out through the mouth with a sigh or a sound through your heart. And now let's bring your awareness to the top of your head, to the heavens above, as above, so below. Let's take in a deep breath, bringing that energy from above to the top of the head, through the head, through the throat, and out through the heart. Let's all take in a deep breath from above, breathing it out with a sigh or a sound. And I'm going to call in now the 4 directions, above and below. And after each direction, I invite you to use the word guado. That starts with a G, guado. In my nation, it means thank you. So I invite you to just get comfy, just standing here, just breathing in and out naturally. Tonkashila, we call out to you in this sacred circle of brothers and sisters of all walks of life, all genders, all colored robes. We ask that you remind us that we are you. You are us. You know yourself through us as yourself. And we give you thanks. Guado. Let's all say that out loud from the deepest part of you. Guado. One more time. Guado. Beautiful. You may want to bend down, touch Mother. Etitsi Elohi, Gaia, Panchamama. She goes by many names. Mother, we call out to you in this sacred circle, and we ask that you share your gifts with us, one in particular, and that is unconditional love. And we give you thanks. Guado. Please stand. And if you know the directions north, south, east, and west, I invite you to turn to the east. And if you don't, it's okay. Just imagine that you're facing east. Spirit hears and knows you. In the direction of the east is the place of the winged nation, the eagle, the red-tailed hawk, Gige Tode, and the hummingbird, all who have something to teach us if we listen. For the eagle reminds us from time to time in our lives, we lose the big picture. We get caught up in the muck and the mire. When we do, we will call out to you to remind us of your perspective from far above. It is also the place of the morning sun that rises every day to greet us, every day, without exception. It is about new beginnings. So, Kachinas, Devas, and angels, we humbly call out to you and invite you with open hearts into this sacred ceremony to share your gifts of illumination and new beginnings. We give you thanks. Guado. Once more, Guado. Beautiful. Turning 1/4 turn to the south. And again, if you're facing south or another direction, just imagine you're facing south. Spirit knows your intention. And in the south is the place of the coyote and also the color red. For the coyote represents to us playfulness. It is that creative, childlike part of us. And from time to time in our lives, we take ourselves far too seriously and we forget the playfulness. If we do, we will call out to you to remind us of playfulness and joy. It is also the place of the color red, which represents our emotions. They too, from time to time, will run away with us. We're human. But when they do, we will call out to you to remind us of balance. So, Kachinas, Devas, and angels of the south, we humbly call out to you to share your gifts of playfulness, creativity, and of balance. We give you thanks. Guado. One more time. Guado. Beautiful. Turning 1/4 turn to the direction of the west. And in the west is the place of the bear and the color black. For the bear reminds us of strength and courage and also vulnerability. For the bear has the ability to go within its den for long periods of time, almost until starvation, yet to re-emerge once more. It is no different than we on our journey from time to time, moments when we don't believe we can take the next step, dark nights of the soul. You will remind us that we too shall re-emerge. It is also a place of the color black, which represents our shadow. For if we do not know our shadow, we truly cannot know the wholeness of the light. So, Kachinas, Devas, and angels of the west, we humbly call out to you with open hearts. We invite you into this circle to share your gifts: strength, courage, vulnerability. We give you thanks. Guado. Turning to the last and fourth direction. This is the direction of the north. It is the place of the gray-hairs, the grandmothers, the grandfathers, place of wisdom and clarity, all of which exists in each of us if we listen. It is also where we understand and know the wisdom of white buffalo calf women who shared these many sacred ceremonies and wisdom with us many, many, many generations ago. One particular message, regardless of the color of our robe, the skin we wear, is the idea of unity, that we are all one. She is also known as Kuan Yin, Mother Mary, Saraswati, just to name a few. So Devas, Kachinas, and angels of the north, we humbly call out to you. We ask that you share your gifts of wisdom, clarity, and of unity. We give you thanks. Guado. One more time. Guado. Beautiful. Now turning towards the center of where you were facing originally. And I invite each of you to place your hand on a heart and your belly, or both your hands on your heart. Feel your heart beating. Feel your lungs inhaling and exhaling. The beautiful thing is, you didn't have to do anything to earn them. Simply given to each of us as a gift. Let's take a deep breath in, softly allowing it out. And I'm going to share a mantra or a prayer, very simple. If it feels appropriate, please repeat it the second time after me. I am the gift to be given back to this extraordinary journey called life. I am. Now, if it feels appropriate, please repeat it after me. I am the gift to be given back to this extraordinary journey called life. I am. Let's take in another deep breath, allowing it out. And so it is. Please have a seat. I invite you now to take your cacao and place it in your left hand, placing it next to your heart. So take the cacao, you can place it next to your heart, you can actually smell it again, don't taste it yet. Allow your senses to be engaged. That's why we have been given them. Smell it, feel the warmth of the cup, and then hold it next to your heart, bringing your intention first from your mind. Allow it to travel that 18 inches to your heart, allowing the heart's energy to wrap itself around your intention, because it is always for the highest good. Please drink.
Open to whatever this day may bring. Open to see it is all a blessing.
It's all about opening your heart.
Open to lay aside all expectations, all judgments, all doubts, all hesitations.
What is it that you wish to manifest in the world?
Open to let go. open, not to know, open to the hearts beyond me, beyond time,
knowing that your prayer, your
beyond
affirmation
mind.
is being heard.
Open, oh open, open, open to whatever may come my way. Open to be open to come what may.
Releasing whatever no longer serves you.
Open to open my eyes, open to see.
Allowing the love.
Open to be free, open to be.
In all of our imperfections, our humanness.
Open to the light of the love that shines. Open to accept, open to I don't mind.
Breathing in
Open
and
to
breathing
open
out.
to myself.
You are the gift to be given back, each of us.
Open to change into the changeless. Open, oh open.
And what we're going to do now is coming back to the sacred circle. If you haven't your cacao, just take your time. What we're going to do now is we're going to use our voices. We're going to tone. Whatever sound, whatever note or multiple notes that wants to come out of you, please let it come out. And as I mentioned earlier, I used to be that guy that stood in the sideline and thumping his foot watching. Please don't do that. Allow your voice to be heard. And what this movement is about is I'm going to call in the sacred names. This is not about religion. It is simply about spirituality. Connecting to energies and sources, people who are walking with us at this time on this planet. And we're going to be giving them thanks. Because what I know is none of us does this journey alone. There are friends, lovers, parents, people in our lives who have walked with us, who have held our hand, wiped a tear, laughed with us. And I also believe and know, with every part of my being, that there are also energies on the other side who also support us, who love us. So as I call in the sacred names, I invite you to intentionally and quietly in your own mind to call someone into this sacred circle who has walked with you before. There's only one premise. The only energy that is allowed into this sacred circle is from a place of love. Nothing else is welcomed. So I invite you to get yourself comfortable. If you're having a nice seat on your couch or relax, and for those of you here in the circle, if you want to stretch your legs, it'll be about 3 or 4 minutes. I'll call in the sacred names. And after that's completed, I will invite all of us to use our voices. Allow your voice to be heard. If not now, when? So allow that to come out, and don't be afraid. It's not about how good you sound. Because I promise you, those who are here with us energetically know when you're in your ego. They want your heart, your uniqueness, okay? So, I invite you now to close your eyes. Allow my voice, the chant, calling in the names. And again, if there is someone that you wish to be with you, could be someone deceased as well, call them in to give them thanks. Closing your eyes, just allowing yourself to settle in to wherever you are. No, Michael, no, Gabriel, no, Raphael, no, Ariel, no, no, Mother Mary, no, Kuan Yin, no, Saraswati, no, White Buffalo Calf Woman, no, no, Saint Francis of Assisi, no, Saint Teresa d'Avila, no, Virgin Mary, no, Saint Bernadette, no, Saint Padre Pio, no, Yahweh, no, Abraham, no, Moses, no, King Solomon, no, Isaac, no, Jacob, no, David, no, Ganesha, no, Shiva, no, Krishna, no, Rama, no, Vishnu, no, Mother Mira, no, Paramahansa Yogananda, no, Buddhanath, no, Allah, no, Angel Gabriel, No, Ibrahim. No, Esau. Placing your awareness in your heart, giving thanks to those who you have called. It is now time to use our voice and to tone whatever wants to come out of you. It could be a sound, could be a tone, a note. But I invite you to allow your voice to be heard. So let's all take in a deep breath. I'll start and just let it come out. No. Take in a breath, let it come out. Don't be afraid. You're giving thanks. Take a deep breath in, let it come out, don't be afraid. That's it, let it come out. Taking in a deep breath, we're now going to hum. Taking a deep breath and hum. You might even want to place your fingers next to your nostril or on your throat. That vibration is uniquely you, no one else like you. Let's take a deep breath in and hum. Closing your eyes and feel it. It's you, it's your signature. Taking in one last deep breath, filling your belly, filling your lungs with new life, new beginnings. And let this final hum be heard by all of eternity. Allowing it to fade into silence. Feeling the silence present of your heart and our connection to each other. To Mother. And to all that there is. Opening your eyes. Feeling your body and your sensation, whatever's present. If there's emotion present, allow it to be here. Bringing your awareness into your body, into this present moment. We're now going to slowly begin to get up in the next breath or two, not a hurry. And I invite you to place your cacao mug somewhere, give yourself a little room, wherever you are. And we're going to now use our bodies through movement. Again, I'm going to share a playlist. It's not about what you know, it's about what you can actually feel and allow through you. So in the next breath or two, I invite you to stand up slowly. And for those of us in our sacred circle, just push your cushions out to the side. We're going to move our bodies. And if you wouldn't mind, just bring your cacao mug to set them up here, off to the side. That way we don't stumble over them. But let's just move this out of the way. So do I have, whoops, one more cord? Okay, beautiful.
Kevin, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Would you like us to be in gallery view so we can see everybody else joining virtually, or would you like us
Yes.
to see on you?
Yes, I'd like to be in gallery so that we can all see one another. This is really important. So that we can all see each other and be seen in our vulnerability, our beauty, our sacredness. You know, as they say, none of us get out of this alive, so let's enjoy the journey. That's what this is all about. So what I invite you to do is, if you're in your living room, whatever sacred space you're in, and for those of you here, just begin to move around. Feel your legs, feel your arms, your hand. Begin to just move your body. Feel it. It's your connection to all that is. Just, whatever feels good. You know, just deep breath. Just feel into this moment. And allow your bodies to move. Again, feeling the music. How are we doing, David? Feel the music. Allow your body to flow, whatever it wants to do. No right or wrong. I want everybody to raise your hands to the heavens. Stretch them up there. Put them up. Let's bring heaven to earth with a sound. Yeah! One more time. Reaching to the heavens. Bring the stars. Bring heaven to earth with a sound. Yeah! Yeah! Beautiful time. If you need to take a restroom break for just a couple of minutes, a little water, a little restroom break, we'll come back and we're going to slow down. Blessings. Thank you. How's everyone doing? Good? Good. Good. How's everyone doing there? Everybody doing okay? Good. You feel the cacao pumping through you, your heart opening?
Yeah.
Feeling a little bit of joy? We'll wait just another minute. Everyone come back. While we're doing that, I'll play a little music. Oh, I gotta turn it up. Because we're gonna start to slow down. You know, we've placed our intention in the universe. Creator Tonkashila has heard us. We've used our voices, we've used our bodies. Now it's a time to reconnect to ourselves and to each other. Allowing that space to be vulnerable. It's where the true magic happens. It's not in the knowing, it's in the unknowing. Being present, allowing the experience to carry us, to take us through to new, unexplored worlds, actually. Okay, welcome back, welcome. Hopefully everyone's back. Let's all take in a deep breath together. Fill your belly, fill your lungs. New life, new beginnings with each breath, and let it out. Slowing down, allowing ourselves to reconnect to the divine nature that is within each of us. We are all divine. It's how I believe Creator Tonkashila knows itself, is through everything it sends out to experience, to bring it back. It's what we call co-creation with each other, with Source. We're already divine and perfect in who we are, as we are in this moment. Rest is a remembering, a journey back into our beingness, our connectedness to each other, ourselves, and to Mother. What we're going to do now is, if we can put everybody up on the screen so that everybody can see each other. Normally we do this together, but for those of you who are here, I want you to come and pair off. Just come together, and I want you to come close to one another. Don't be afraid. Come on. Let's show the folks in the Zoom. So just two of you. Yeah, we don't have to make it uniform. Just kind of somebody over here, two over here, two over here, two over there. So we just kind of move around. Yeah, just turn towards each other. Turn towards each other. And you can come right on in here. Yep. If you want to move back a little bit, that way, because otherwise you'll be right in there. There you go. Perfect. And now, during this movement, I want you to just look at one of these cubes, and I want you to just look at one another. Obviously you can't be right together, but what we know, everything is energy, okay? So I invite you to focus on the screen, pick somebody out. They may not know you're looking at them, doesn't matter, but energy connects with energy. See how he's got you? So just pick somebody out and just look at them. Because ultimately that's why we use the word namaste. I greet that presence in you that's in me that creates it all. We're all connected. So just really gaze into someone, into their cube, holding a place of love, compassion, kindness, and just taking a couple of breaths and just really connect into them. Smile, yeah, laugh, whatever feelings, whatever emotions are present, seriousness, deep journey. Just connect to whatever you're feeling. Okay? It's all taking a deep breath together. Letting it out. And for those of you in this room, I want you to look at one another as though they're the only person in the room. Okay, look at each other. Just gaze upon each other. Allowing yourself to be seen and to see that who is in front of you. These are the gifts. That's why we say it's in the moment now. It's right now. Just taking a deep breath. Softly let it out. And for those of you in the room, I want you to raise your right hand. Those of you who are with me, the rest of you, I want you to place one hand or both of your hands on your heart. Right? Place it on your heart and your belly, or together, whatever feels right. But for those of you in the room, we're going to do it slightly different. Your right hand goes on your heart. Raise your left hand in the air. Take that and place it on the heart of the person in front of you. Put your hand over the top of theirs respectfully. Okay? Okay. So that you're both connected to the heart. One hand, your right hand on your own heart. The left hand is placed over the top of the heart of the other. I want each of you to just softly and gently feel their presence. Look into their eyes. Taking in a slow, deep breath. Just softly allowing it out, reconnecting, because you're ultimately touching yourself, creation's eyes. Just be present. Take this moment to let go of whatever it is that your mind might be playing out. Just be present. Breathing in and breathing out. Keeping your eyes open, allowing yourselves to be seen. Feeling the love for yourself and the other. Nothing to do in this moment. Simply be. Let yourself feel whatever you're feeling. Just give it a space. Taking in another deep breath, filling your lungs, new life, new beginnings. Feeling our connectedness to one another, breathing out. Once more, breathing in new life, new beginnings. And breathing out. Feeling a sense of kindness, compassion, and love. Focus on that person in front of you. No one else exists. Your connectedness. And it's okay to smile. And now if you have someone there with you, a partner that you're with, please thank them for holding this space with you. And for those of you on the screen, just acknowledge, wave, nod, whatever. We're all connected. None of us are separate. That's it, big smiles. We're recognizing who we are. I'm you, you're me. It's that simple. And then once again, for those of you in the room, simply thank your partner one last time. And now what I want you to do is, for those of you here in this room, change partners, okay? I want you to come together once more, okay? Just shift around. I want you to see someone else, okay? Okay, don't be shy, okay? And what we're going to do now is the Ho'oponopono prayer. It's a Hawaiian prayer that is really powerful and very magical. It's about, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me. You know, on this journey, this thing we call life, we think we make mistakes. We judge, we do things that can be harmful. It's simply a journey. It's simply, it's a lesson in awareness and awakening. Okay, that's what this is all about, the awakening, whatever you want to call it. It is that presence illuminating within ourselves that we navigate this life in a more life-giving way and a more loving way. That's what this is all about. So again, I want you to pick somebody out on the screen, or if you're together partnered, and for those of you here, again, once again, I want you just to look into each other's eyes. Nobody else is here, okay? And for those of you on the screen, pick someone out. And if you know this prayer, it's very, very powerful. I invite you to say the words, sing them, and just feel it, okay? Just let it be present. And if there's something in your life that you don't think you can be forgiven for, or there's judgment, now's the time to let it go. For the Creator doesn't judge, just holds you in love. Sing the words, speak the words. Sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you, I'm sorry. If you're with a partner, look at them in the eyes, be present, really look at one another, allow yourself to be seen. Hold that space for one another. Let yourself feel whatever it is, happiness, laughter, whatever it is. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry. Breathing in and breathing out. Once more, breathing in, letting go. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And gesture to your partner, or if you're with someone, please give them thanks. You might want to hug them if you're in a partnership there. You might want to wave at that person on the screen. And just take this moment. Feel it. Feel what you're feeling. And now what I invite you to do, in the next couple of breaths, let's lie down. Find a space on your floor, on your bed, on your couch. I want you to lie down by yourself. This song is simply a reminder of who we are. It has been proven scientifically at the moment of conception, there is a spark that's created. It's who we are. We're light. We're in physical form. So I invite you to lie down. Just let yourself get comfy. Nowhere to be, nowhere to go. Just lie down. Allowing your presence to just sort of reconnect. And I invite you to feel into your breath. Just let it take you inward for a moment. You're breathing in and breathing out. Don't make it happen. Just feel it.
The things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. Mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. I am light. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light.
Bringing your awareness back into your body, back into this present moment. There's no hurry. Deepening your breath just a little bit. And in the next couple of breaths, I invite you to gently roll onto one side. Take a breath or two, and then gently push yourself up to a seated position. Nice and easy. Be gentle with your body. Self-love, kindness, compassion. And this is the time we're going to close the ceremony. And for any other energies, any other force that has been called into this room, we now ask that you return to where it is that you have come, so that we may close this sacred circle. And we give you thanks. Aho!
Aho!
One more time, everyone. Aho!
Aho!
Beautiful. I want to thank everyone here for being a part of this. This is how we change the world. One small group at a time, individually. And it's been truly a privilege and an honor for me to be able to do this today and to continue to do this, because I believe it's time to wake up to our hearts, to love, to kindness towards each other, and create a world that's connected to technology, but not with technology first. It is our humanness, our heart, that guides it and leads it. Otherwise, we're going to be in a bigger mess. So, thank you, everyone. Guado. Guado. Thank you. Okay, Shane, whoever, thank you.
Thank you so much, Kevin. That was the most fun I've had dancing in my room by myself in ever, I think. That was incredible. And it was so fun to watch everybody having a good time and enjoying themselves. So I think there's two options for everybody now for the
And before that, oh yeah. So I mean, first of all, thank you so much again, Kevin. That was so beautiful. Don't know about everyone, but I just teared out after the eye gazing session. My heart really opened up. So thank you for reminding us to connect to what's true, that we are all connected, that at the end of the day, no matter how much noise there is out there, we always have like one another, and gratitude and love is what truly matters. So thank you, Kevin, for reminding us to connect to that part of us again. Thank you, thank you. And so just before Shane sent us off to a different dimension for our virtual mingle, we wanted to remind you guys to, if you are connected to any of your wearables, to take a final screenshot. It's fun to just take a look at our biofeedback to see if there's any difference before and after. And then I'm going to send you guys a link where you guys could upload the screenshot before and after, and then we will have a collective repository of the screenshots, so you can feel it's a gallery of everybody's biofeedback. And so it's fun difference in our biology, not just feeling it, but also quantifying it. So Jen is going to send that link over in a while. Okay, and
Okay, great, got it.
And all right, I guess Shane, you can take over now and explain what's going to happen after this.
One more thing before Shane, sorry. I also wanted to give a special shout out to Will, who's done all of the translating. Yeah, that was a big feat, and I know this is not the first time, but this might have been one of the biggest translation jobs you've done. So thank you so much, and
Thanks, Will. Thank you.
It's really
Yes,
for national experience, you know.
Yeah, well, yeah. For the past 3 hours, Will has been fearlessly and translating nonstop for all of our Japanese friends out there. So thank you so much, Will, for making this possible for our friends in Japan and in Tokyo.
Seriously, yeah, it's amazing that we've joined countries, Japan, Singapore, even Australia and Indonesia. So it's really just amazing that this all came together and came together so well. So that's all I wanted to say.
And Europe
too.
Again, thank you everyone for taking some time on a Saturday morning to come hang out and share a little bit of community with a bunch of other interesting folks that are probably exploring and experimenting and trying to look for connections and experiences, just like you. We have, and again, thanks everybody from both of our CoCoHack Japan and CoCoHack Singapore teams. This has been a project that we've been working on for a couple months, and so it was a lot of effort. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Kevin. Again, like everybody went well above and beyond to try and put all this together. And this is the first time for any of us trying to do a ceremony, which is kind of a sacred, intimate, personal thing online. And I feel amazing. I hope all of you had a wonderful experience as well. The next thing we're going to be moving on.
Hey, Will, can I jump in just 1 sec? I want to just
real
quick. I want to thank David and Greg, particularly David, the production. As you know, Shane, and thank you, Shane, as well. We went through we had to jump through quite a few hoops for quite a number of hours to make this happen. So David, Greg, Shane, thank you very much.
Shane, Kevin, and the rest of the everyone behind the scene did like a prep for this, like hours a few days ago, like 4 to 5 hours of like sound check for this event. So there was a lot going on behind the scene, and yeah, thank you everyone for like making this happen. And everyone who participated today was really great to see. I've been really trusting the process and really letting go and being vulnerable and bringing on your child version again, your kid self. It was really fun to see. So thank you everyone for trusting us and really letting go and be one with all of us.
I want to thank the Postal Service for getting your cacao. To get the cacao to all of you. I think the Japan and Singapore Postal Service have been very gracious in getting the cacao to you all in time. And thank you for being so patient, waiting for it, even though maybe it was a bit late and it caused a bit of a panic. But I'm glad that all of you made it and all of you are here. And love you guys.
So much love.
Yeah. So any of those that want to still hang out and talk and have some opportunity to meet each other, I see a lot of people here that I already know, and many of you I don't. And maybe there's, you have friends or acquaintances that, you'd want to catch up with. So we're going to be using a platform that was used for the virtual Burning Man that recently happened. So it's quite a fun little experience if you haven't been there. But it's just a place for us to hang out. So you'll have like a little character that can walk around, and as you get close to other characters, their video feed will pop up, and so you can go have conversations. That's on a platform called Topia. And so we'll be sharing a link. All you need to do is click on the link. Jan's sharing the screen now. So you'll key in your name and click join. And so what you'll see is there is Jan called CoCoHack, and there's Edric over there. And so as this loads, you can walk around and get to see each other. So it's kind of a fun little place to hang out, and you can go have some conversations. I think we might get Jordan there and Kevin there. So if you have any questions about the cacao or about the ceremony or about the pyramids of Chi, it might be a good place to go have those conversations. We will also, we also have one of the sound bath sessions, a gong meditation that Kevin has recorded some time, quite recently, for people that would like to experience that. We'll be putting that inside of the CoCoHack Singapore Slack channel. So any of you that are part of the Singapore CoCoHack community, you can find that link there and go enjoy some of Kevin's gong bath.
Sound healing. And here at the Pyramids of Chi. Yeah, they're the ones,
but that's something that we'll make available for you after this, and we'll put those links inside of the chat here when I can find them. The first one there we just shared is the Topia. So this is what the screen share is. You can see right now, and you can walk around, meet people. I'll leave this Zoom chat open for a little while. And we'll put the links in. I think we'll have basically 3 links. One for the screenshot for biofeedback for those of you that may have had some kind of device and you want to share that. We might have some interesting insights. And the Topia link was just shared. And we'll get one for the Kevin's sound bath healing. Yeah.
All right. Don't have a Slack.
Hey, Greg, you wanna hook me into that thing? Yeah. All right, because I don't know how long he's gonna need to stay up. It may be very long or not. Okay.
Well, and Jordan, again, thank you so very much for spending some time with us in the midst of mommy duties and having a newborn. It's just amazing that, that you were able to join us and still help make this happen.
So, hey, Shane, can we go back to the screen with everybody on it so that we kind of say goodbye and see everyone?
Sure.
We could do that if you're finished, so we can all kind of get that sense of, this is the sacred circle around Mother Earth. We're just beginning it. If we can do
that. Jan? Yep, thanks.
Yeah, yep.
There we go. I see Shane. How you doing, Shane?
I'm still trying to get used to the virtual circles, but Adeline here.
Hey, there we go.
Adeline.
Hey, David. David, could you just kind of pan just a little bit? Like everybody to see everyone. This is everyone here. Again, thank you very much.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Certainly a privilege and blessing. Yeah. Hey.
See you guys in Bali.
We're here.
I'll come and find ya.
2021.
You know how to find us, Pyramids of Chi. All right.
Let me get it.
And I guess while we're here and waiting to transition over, if anyone would like to share or just say anything, I think Adeline, you're getting ready to share some thoughts. So yeah, anyone feel free. This is, we're finished officially with the experience. And now it's, kind of imagine we're hanging out afterwards, and feel free to have conversations or share. But Adeline, maybe over to you. You were about to share.
Yeah, thank you so much. My heart is literally pumping right now. And similarly, my tears just teared the moment the cacao touched my lips. And I'm not used to this spotlighting thing. Get it out. Anyway. So where was I? Oh my God. Tanner, wherever you are in this gallery, thank you for, the introductions and moving into Jordan. That was epic. Someone mentioned about it going viral on CNN. Yeah, it is amazing. You're literally bringing in every mothering, breast milking juice into the cacao and make it virtually vegan with your... I'm sorry, I'm just taking a moment to breathe in and please bear with me because it's really, really intense for me personally. And wow. Thank you so much. Jordan, you really are a gift and magic into this virtual experience, especially a lot of us here also are very, very much in sync and in tune with the medicine for many, many reasons. And personally, because I was literally born with a hole in my heart. And also for those who are into the deep woo-hoo stuff about many past lives. I apparently killed someone and shot the person in the heart. So very deep clearing, very deep healing, very deep nourishment, and also medicine. And in this life, so I also have Chloe here together. She's somewhere in there, second screen perhaps. And we've been deeply serving in the cacao medicine as well in ceremonies. And this has been magical for me to nourish and to be on the receiving end. Thank you so much, Edric, Shane, the whole CoHacking, and also Ohayo gozaimasu, the Japanese people for really pulling this through, holding space, hosting us. And I had so much fun just moving around, even though it was like not my usual out there festival style dance. But it was like really this cacao is magic. I need to connect with you, Jordan. Together, I guess Chloe, we would be just hanging out and okay, I just want to remove this spotlight. I'm not used to it. Seeing my big face on screen. I'm getting distracted. Yeah. So I'm gonna end. Don't worry. Maybe that's my cue to keep, just close up what I have to share. And so much blessings to you this weekend. 1010 is also very special to me personally. I have many milestones that has happened on 1010 since 2010. So thank you so much. Thank you. It was a beautiful start to my 1010 celebration. Thank you so much, everyone. Kevin and Bali and Pyramis of Chi counting down as we have a lot of people to be there. But we are here now. Thank you.
We're here.
Aho.
Oh.
So everybody have a fantastic 10-10-2020. I look forward to seeing many of you in Topia. And we can continue conversations there, and you can break off, have one-on-ones, maybe have another little dance party, and very much looking forward to seeing you guys face to face when we are able to have some proper gatherings. Actually, I know the Figment House is quite next door. I might jump in there sometimes. So we'll see you guys on Topia.
Sounds good. Thank you, Shane.